Cities burned, kingdoms vanished, trade routes snapped like dry twigs. Around 1200 BCE, the ancient world didn't fade, it collapsed. For centuries, great civilizations dominated the eastern Mediterranean. The Mycenaeans, the Hittites, the Egyptians, powerful city-states and empires connected by trade, diplomacy, and war. Then, within a few decades, nearly all of them fell. This is the story of the Bronze Age collapse, one of history's greatest unsolved disasters. The Bronze Age world. Before the collapse, the ancient world was tightly connected. Tin from distant lands met copper to create bronze. Ships crossed the Mediterranean carrying grain, metals, pottery, and luxury goods. Messages traveled between kings written on clay tablets. Empires rose on this system. The Mycenaeans ruled Greece from fortified palaces. The Hittite Empire dominated Anatolia with iron-hard armies. Egypt, wealthy and ancient, controlled territory from the Nile to the Levant. Along the coast, powerful trading cities like Ugarit and Byblos moved goods across the sea. This was an international world, fragile, interdependent, and it was about to break. Warning signs. In the late 1200s BCE, cracks began to show. Trade slowed. Droughts hit vital farming regions. Food shortages spread. Rebellions flared in distant provinces. Letters from desperate kings survive to this day. One ruler pleaded for grain, warning that his people would starve without immediate help. Another begged for military reinforcements as enemies approached his borders. The system was under strain. Then the disasters came all at once. The Sea Peoples. Around 1200 BCE, mysterious invaders struck the coasts. They came by ship. They moved in waves. They left cities in ashes. Egyptian records call them the Sea Peoples. Their origins remain uncertain. Some may have come from the Aegean, others from Anatolia. Some may have been refugees fleeing earlier collapses. They attacked the Hittite lands. They destroyed coastal cities like Ugarit. They attempted to invade Egypt itself. Pharaoh Ramesses III barely stopped them in a massive naval and land battle. His victory was recorded on temple walls, but even Egypt was shaken. The Sea Peoples didn't act alone. They arrived in a world already breaking. The fall of the great powers. One by one, the powers of the Bronze Age fell silent. The Hittite capital of Hattusa was burned and abandoned. The Mycenaean palaces of Greece were destroyed. Trading hubs vanished from the map. Entire writing systems disappeared. In some regions, civilization dropped back hundreds of years almost overnight. Metalworking declined. Long-distance trade ended. Central governments collapsed. Across the eastern Mediterranean, the lights went out. What really caused the collapse? There was no single cause. It was a chain reaction. Modern historians point to several forces striking at once. Climate change brought decades of drought, killing harvests. Earthquakes shattered cities along known fault lines. Mass migrations pushed desperate populations into foreign lands. Trade networks collapsed, cutting off essential resources like tin. Internal rebellions weakened governments from within. Invasions finished what instability began. Each disaster alone might have been survivable. Together, they were catastrophic. The Bronze Age world was a finely balanced machine. Once enough pieces failed, the entire system imploded. The Dark Age that followed. After the collapse, much of the region entered a dark age. Writing vanished in Greece for centuries. Cities shrank into villages. Knowledge faded into oral memory. But collapse did not mean extinction. From the ashes, new civilizations slowly emerged. The Phoenicians rose as masters of trade and alphabetic writing. Israelite kingdoms formed in the Levant. In Greece, the long recovery eventually gave birth to the classical world of Athens and Sparta. Destruction made space for reinvention. Closing reflection. The Bronze Age collapse remains history's greatest systemic failure. No single villain, no single disaster, just a perfect storm of pressure, movement, hunger, and war. It reminds us that powerful civilizations are not undone in a single blow. They unravel when too many vital threads snap at once. The ancient world fell into silence, but from that silence, the next age of human history was born. The echoes of that collapse still shape the world today. If this chapter pulled you in, there are countless more waiting. Lost empires, ancient puzzles, banished cultures, and histories that refuse to be forgotten. The next video is already open for you.